Hey everybody, I'm Ross Trelevin, and this is another Sprague Spotlight interview. Today I'm with Kyle Harrison. Kyle, would you introduce yourself to everyone?
My name's Kyle Harrison, like Ross said. Um, been with Sprague for 11 years now.
Now, when I met you, were you married yet?
I had been married 2 years.
2 years already, okay. But no kids at that point. I think that was later.
Yeah, my wife was due. We had our first boy a month after I was hired on.
Oh my goodness. Does that
About six.
mean your oldest is 11 now?
He just turned 11. Yep.
That feels like yesterday.
No,
That's
he
incredible.
he just reminded us last night at dinner how many more years till he goes to college and can drive and whatnot. So, yes.
Oh wow. When I was 11, I wanted to grow up as quickly as I could.
He's starting to get there. I don't like it. So.
Now, how would you describe yourself?
Um, Pretty easygoing guy. Love my family. They're the number one most important thing to me. That's
Yeah.
that's we have. Yeah.
Now, I was lucky enough to attend your 10th when you hit your 10th Sprague anniversary. I was lucky enough to be at the office meeting. It was a little bit more unique than others. What exactly happened that day?
Yeah, I mean, I had the traditional cupcakes or cake. I can't remember which one, but the surprise was an Elvis impersonator came to sing to me. So
Now,
he
where
brought.
did that come from? That had I didn't even know that surprise was headed your way.
I don't think it really came from anywhere except for an idea from Shane. To have Elvis come. I mean, I don't think there's no backstory to it or anything. So
It was a fun day. Now, when you started originally, I think that you started working on the bedbug team right from the beginning.
yep, right from the start. It was just Jeff and I doing that right at the beginning.
Did Jeff hire you? Is that who ended up hiring you officially?
Nope, I think you officially hired
It
me.
was me officially. It was all interchangeable that back then, so it's hard to remember who was actually the one who offered you the role. And I think you were driving one of those big tow trucks with the generators on it back in the day.
Had the big F-150 with the big towing mirrors, which was kind of a pain in downtown Seattle. Yeah, and the big heavy diesel trailers, and yeah, doing the bedbug heat jobs.
That's right, in the old Seattle office there. What's one of the strangest things that you've ever run into during the course of the job?
Hmm. I don't want to be too inappropriate, but we've had people not clothed come to the door before, so that
Yeah,
was kind of strange.
yeah, it's a little
Uh,
unusual, that's for sure.
yeah, doing the bed bug jobs, you go into a lot of different people's homes, and we've found weapons under beds. I mean, terribly cluttered units like the kind you would see on a one of those shows, hoarder
Yeah.
shows. So we've yeah, kind of seen it all, I guess.
So what are some of the most satisfying things that you come across or that come up during the course of a day or week or a month?
If we go back at the beginning, doing the bed bug jobs, obviously that's a big problem for someone to have in their home. So when we would get rid of them and just make that problem go away for that person, that was satisfying to get their space back to normal. Um, that still is. I don't do as much bed bug jobs anymore, but that's still satisfying to get that problem out of somebody's home.
Yeah, when you started, we sort of had like heat technicians, we had like bed bug technicians, and we had technicians doing more general pest control. How did you transition sort of throughout your career?
I think it was just kind of the need of the company in the area at the time. Like you said, we didn't start with the big diesel generators. It was those big hair dryer heaters at first that needed like 4 outlets per heater, which, and as you can remember, wasn't the most efficient system. And then we went to the propane. So I did that. We'd have to pick up, fresh propane every day. Then we went to the diesel generator, which is much more efficient than the other systems. And then now I'm just more of a regular route. I think, trying to remember talking to Shane about why that came to be. I think we were just doing less heat jobs was one of the things. I think we had kind of switched to doing more chemical jobs and kind of saving heat for maybe more extreme situations, more infested units.
Well, yeah, I mean, that joy of heat being like, okay, the problem's fixed today versus, what at the time, using traditional methods, it might take days, weeks, months. I
Yeah,
think the industry caught up in regards to more of a conventional treatment, whereas heat was way out in front at the beginning.
yeah. And it got hard at times. Sometimes if we went to a customer's place in the morning and for whatever reason we had to cancel, a lot of times we'd go home early that day. So I think from a scheduling standpoint, it was kind of a nightmare sometimes too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so what advice would you have somebody who is just starting out in spraying?
Best advice is just get through that first year. Whenever someone gets hired on, not that I'm not nice to them or friendly, I am and give them advice, but I'm always a little hesitant till they make it a full calendar year, especially in the summertime when that's our busy time and things get crazy. But get through that first year, you'll learn a lot, and then every year after that, you'll pick up tricks to get stuff done quicker, more efficient. You'll get to know your route. But I know that first year can probably seem a little overwhelming. But I think it gets easier, it gets better after that first year.
I remember a veteran technician you and I worked with a long time ago told me, we'll see if they make it through ant season. That was always his thing.
Yeah. I always wait for a spring, a summer, an early fall. Yeah, whenever someone gets hired like October 1st, I'm always like, they're not gonna see what really goes on going into the non-busy season.
You master everything in the cold months, and then ants start flying around, and people are like, "What just happened? Why is the phone ringing this much?"
Yeah, they get the advantage of learning, how to use Pest Pack and all that type of stuff. But yeah, how November and December shouldn't be your expectation of how the whole year goes.
Who's impacted your career over the 11 years?
Well, you did it first. I mean, I loved having you as a manager when I first got hired on. And that's one thing at Sprague I think I've been real lucky with. I've enjoyed all the managers I've had. Jeff, is Jeff still at Copason?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay. Jeff was great. I know that was a opportunity for him, but I still miss him not being around. So he was a great manager as well. Jared, fellow tech, he got hired, I think just about a year after I got hired on.
I think you just did his 10th anniversary.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah.
I just talked to him before we got on the phone. So him and I are always talking about what's going on. And then Shane and TJ, of course, have taught me a lot, and they've been great as well. And Shane moving up as well, and I'm gonna miss Shane, but I'm sure we'll still see his face. But and then yeah, TJ, like I said, TJ has been great as my manager the last few years. He's just a wealth of information on everything. So.
He's a wealth of information on everything. Yes, absolutely. I remember Jared's first day, like we were talking about, his car broke down on the way there and he still wasn't late. That's kind of amazing. So I remember can't believe it's been 10 years, 11 years for you. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
So, well, hey, thanks for joining me today on the Spotlight interview. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.